Hello everybody and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. My name is Robin and I will be reading for Sagittarius today. So Sagittarius, we are going to be doing a reading based on the Chariot card as we are in Cancer season now. We're going to be looking at where you're headed and what past influences are driving you. Also what future, where you're, like the future projections that you have. Could possibly be outcomes, but what I'm finding from these readings so far is that the two sphinxes that are drawing the carriage, drawing your chariot, are actually a couple of forces that are either in harmony or can be in harmony or can be at odds, because part of the chariot is balancing out the energy so that you could be led in one direction, okay? And to kind of tame those two sphinxes as we go. All right, and so we will get started with your reading. And I have the Chariot here as a significator to open the reading. We'll be looking at your strengths, and we will also be looking at what is protecting you at this time as well, and a possible future outcome, okay? So I invite Spirit in at this time for Sagittarius and their greatest and highest good, requesting a message with much respect and gratitude, please and thank you, Spirit. And keep in mind that these are general readings, and if they resonate, well, great, claim it 100%. If they don't, then go ahead and check. If it doesn't, then go ahead and check your other zodiacal placements, okay? So this is for Sagittarius. This is for Sagittarius. This is for Sagittarius. Okay, and the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Wands, so that's really exciting. Brand new opportunity, new passion, new spark. This could be a very quick, or this could be a very fast moving opportunity. You might find that throughout this reading an offer can be made to you, or there's like some sort of opportunity where it's like you got to strike while the iron's hot. So we'll see how that ties in as we go. Okay, let's get started. So right now your strengths is the Three of Cups. So, you know, you're having something that is a strength and is supporting you is that your sense of openness, coming together with other people, and in a very like fun, lighthearted way. You're surrounding yourself with friends right now. You could be getting back together, or perhaps the opportunity is reunion with somebody else. You know, we'll see. But that's in your strength right now. You're carrying a very a very like happy, let's have fun kind of vibe. You know, I get openness, flexibility, fun, which is great. Okay. Now, what is protecting you? The Ten of Pentacles, which is fantastic. That's your stability. That's your everything. Like your house, your home, like your car, your family, your just all of your tangibles right now. You have life on lock, and that is what is protecting you. Okay, which is really, really great. It's like that stands for your carriage, you know, your actual physical chariot. Okay. A past influence here is the Eight of Pentacles and the Death. So something is changing, like with these rear wheels, these past influence pushing you forward. You have work and you have change. So there's something that you have a sense of mastery over, okay? But something has shifted there. And once we clarify, we could see what the shift was. But this is typically an irrevocable change of some kind. And based on the other cards, I get the feeling that it could be for the better, like something has shifted in your place of work or just in your own set of skills. You could be growing a new set of skills, and then maybe, you know, you've learned something new, which ended up kind of really shifting something for you in how you approach your work, right? And it's like maybe you had a particular approach before, but now since you're moving forward and learning and developing a stronger sense of mastery, it's like new things come in. And when new things come in, other things that really served before could die off, essentially. So we'll see as we get into it. But those energies working together are pushing you forward. These are the past influences. Something could have ended as well, which is actually pushing you forward, right? In the realm of work. Something where you used to work could have ended, and now you're taking your skills elsewhere. All right. Now, with your two sphinxes here, you have the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Okay. So how to balance conflict with continuing to be fair and to give. Okay. So just looking at these and saying that out loud would tell me that perhaps the conflict there is how much you actually give, okay? So this is an invitation to reflect on whether or not you've been burning yourself out a bit. Have you been giving too much? Are there ways in which other people want you to give more that you're trying to set limits, and that's causing conflict with how much you give? Right? There could be conflict internally about the reasons in which you're giving. You could, you know, because typically the Six of Pentacles, it's like, folks call it equal give and take, but, you know, in the original Rider-Waite, it's like there was someone in a position of power casting alms to the poor. All right? And so are you the person in need of needing help? Or are you the person providing help here? Okay, like the giving is typically, it really is one way, but it's one person kind of evenly giving. So there's an invitation to look at whether or not you are that person and you're giving too much, or if you're that person and you're giving too little, or maybe you feel conflict about not being able to give to more people, like whatever the case may be, however it resonates with you. There can also be conflict within you if you are on the receiving end of asking for help. Do you need help? Yes, your Ten of Pentacles is protecting you, but is that also protecting you by ways of outwardly showing that you got all your shit together and that you need not want for anything else? You know, you got this, but you know, do you really need help? So sometimes that conflict when it comes to the Six of Pentacles can be like, well, how do I ask for help when that's something I'm not used to? You know? Okay. So then in the potential outcome here, we have the Ten of Swords. All right, and we'll look at more at that as when we get into it here. Okay. Yeah. And as I'm looking at the death, it's like maybe the death piece is, maybe the death piece is like the ending of you of feeling not comfortable or uncomfortable with asking for help on some level. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the Three of Cups. So your strength right now, keeping things lighthearted, joining friends for reasons having to do with fun and frivolity and ease. So that could be something, perhaps there's a conflict in you of like, well, how can I ask my friends for help when, you know, not just, but, you know, these folks know me as someone who has it all together and they don't have to worry about me. They don't have to worry about me. We're here to have fun. We're here to connect. We're here to all of those things, you know. Okay, Three of Cups. Three of Cups always reminds me of like margarita night. Years ago, before I moved up here, that's something that was like super fun thing to do, and me and my girlfriends used to do that a lot, and I think of that, I miss those days sometimes. Okay, so with the Three of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. So yeah, I mean, that says to me you could be in your head about asking for help. Because so the Queen of Pentacles, like, she's the person who people go to for help, right? She's nurturing, she's kind and loving and all of the things. And something that I just love about her character and this archetype is like, they know how much they can give. And, you know, if they have limits on how much they can give, that's not about, I just don't want to give to that person. It is, well, this is what I have room for because I'm taking care of myself at the same time, right? And so that when she does show up, that there's a presence there, you know, like she's fully there, like fully engaged, because she's quite mindful of her bandwidth. However, with the Eight of Swords right next to that, you know, I would imagine that you're thinking a lot about your own bandwidth, and maybe you hold yourself in you know, one of the ways in which you see yourself is as somebody who is like the Queen of Pentacles. I take care of myself, I take care of other people, and I really do my best to be mindful of when I'm burning out, okay? And, you know, I mean, I'm the one who helps folks, like, and I take care of myself, so I'm not going to ask anybody for help. So I feel like when I was reading the cards and that narrative was coming too, that's the story. And like when that came out, there was just confirmation. So really overthinking whether or not you can ask messages to your community, your circle of friends, for support. And the thing is that, you know, you can, because you can always ask. Of course, whether or not those folks can step up and be available is up to them, right? And so you may find them, some can and some can't, but you can ask them. You can ask them. Because the Eight of Wands is like, it's like messages coming in, travel, what have you, going towards this Three of Cups right here. And that is your strength. This is clarifying your strength. So you do really want to rely on your friends right now. They're there. Those are your ride or die. Those are your homies. Ask them for help if you need it. And it would appear that, we'll see throughout the reading how much help you do need, but there is something that you are definitely stressing about a bit here. And with the Eight of Swords, it's like that's a stress of our own making. Granted, it comes from a very valid place. But we can also kind of embellish or exaggerate our fear in our mind. And then that's an invitation to look at what's the gain? What's the secondary gain of doing that? Would that then keep you in a position of feeling, vindicated that you really don't need help from anybody, right? If you were get up in your head and be like, well, they can't help me anyway, and I'm just not going to ask because I'm the one who takes care of myself, something like that. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. King of Swords. Death. Okay. So shit is going down with your stability here. And I would wonder whether or not your friends even know. Your Three of Cups. Your Three of Cups community. Your Three of Cups people, right? Maybe you're in your head about even letting them know. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like you have the Ten of Swords and the Death. And then the King of Swords right there in the middle. So there's something about your stability, your home life, your everything that you're either thinking about or you have definitely come to the decision that something here has definitely come to an end. And this could be of your own making, like it's like something you've been thinking about, and you're like, okay, this has got to be done. And that's really interesting because the outcome here is the Ten of Swords. So this is something you've been thinking about for a long time, and I feel like with the King of Swords here, it's like you've made a decision that whatever the Ten of Pentacles was, that something is needing to shift and end. Or something has just ended. And then with the past influences moving you forward, this could very well be the end of a job because the Eight of Pentacles is here and the Death is here. Sorry if I get kind of contemptuous looks on my face when I hear the people revving their cars. That's cool, but like it's a little annoying when I'm trying to do a read, but hey, I can't help that. So anyway, the Death is here too in the rear wheel and the Eight of Pentacles. So this definitely could be like the ending of a job, the ending of a business, the ending of some sort of thing completely tied to your stability, completely tied to something that has been your long term. Like this is, when we're in the Ten of Pentacles, it's like we have built all the way up with this, right? So this is really major. This is a major, major change. Okay, so with the Eight of Pentacles, which is particularly your work, your sense of mastery, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Justice. So yeah, you're moving slowly through this process because this is something, like I said, has been like with you for so long Like this stability has just been like your bedrock, you know? And so you're like, oh my God, like I know that something needs to shift and something needs to end, but like I'm in such conflict right now about letting it go because, you know, and there could be a number of reasons. There could be a lot of fear around letting that go because it's all you've ever known. You could think, well, this is all I got, you know, and because that's the energy around the Four of Pentacles there. And then with the Justice and the King of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, this could very well be, this could be a divorce. It doesn't have to be. I'm getting definitely like a work vibe, but with those cards popping out, that's a possibility too, okay? But I don't see any cups here yet. Oh, except the three. Except the three. But yeah, like this is something that's changing with your work, with your sense of mastery. Something is shifting. Something is ending. But I feel like in this ending that something else is growing. Like something's coming to an end so there can be fresh space and an open path for something else for you to move forward. And that's where this King of Swords comes in. It's like you've thought long and hard about this, and like this is the decision that you need to make, but it doesn't mean that you're not in conflict about it. You know, and with Justice here, it's like I get the sense that you feel like this is the most balanced path to take, and it's also like you can't deny this any longer. Like this is the truth. Like this is the truth. You could also be dealing with, you know, new rules, so to speak, new rules. You'd be changing your own rules, letting go of old rules, old structures, developing new structures. And not just like a physical structure, but like I want to say like a moral or a theoretical structure, like a viewpoint, or like a what is the word? It's totally escaping me. Like paradigm, new paradigm. This is a big paradigm shift for you with regard to how you work, who you work with, your, and then the High Priestess wanted to pop out there. And here she is again. For the Death card, you have the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the High Priestess. So the thing is with the Seven of Cups and the High Priestess here as a clarifying energy, what this tells me is that either there is a lot of ambiguity right now, there is ambiguity and confusion and mystery around the ending of this. There's been a death here of some kind, and with the Knight of Wands, there's some libidinal energy, but libidinal energy doesn't always have to mean sex. It's focus. Excuse me. It's focus and drive. Perhaps you feel like your focus and drive has been muddied or muddled in some way as of late, but like there's an inner knowing that this is deeply connected to spiritual aspect for you. This is deeply connected to like your inner world for sure, your emotions, your psychology. And that's what I was saying like earlier, like a paradigm shift of some kind. This could even be like, you know, an old mode of expressing yourself, an old, like death of an old mode of like living and how you show up for yourself, how you show up with other people, you know? Maybe that's a part of this too, is that you've always been there for other people and you've always felt like you've been really balanced and everything, but maybe you're getting to the point in your life where you're like, man, I can't just be doing that. I'm just so tired. Something has to shift for me. And this feels like a very like individual experience. Like I don't get the sense that like with this 10 of Pentacles here and this decision that you're making, that it's then gonna have like a cascading effect to like, you know, your spouse and your kids or whatever. You know, I get the sense that this is like a very internal experience having to do with you and your work and the way that you work and the way that you show up in your life. And how your focus is shifting. Your focus is totally shifting. You had your focus so set on something else for the longest time and in a particular way, and that has really helped build you up over the years. But now your focus is shifting and you might not fully know exactly where that's going to land, but like, you know that that's what's up. And then with the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, there's conflict about that, because I would imagine that like folks that you used to give to a lot before are going to be like, where are you? You know, like that could be it too, you know. Where are you? What are you doing? Where are you? Why aren't you helping us? I don't know. I mean, I don't know the story, but that's a possibility here. But like the thing is like there's mystery, there's ambiguity, there's tumult, you know, but like I feel like this is like, it's one of those experiences where something shifts inside of you so drastically that like once you kind of build up and move on and move forward, it's like this whole new version of yourself. It's like, and it's not like you forgot where you came from or forgot what you built or any of that business. It's like a building upon. It's a building upon it. It's an expansion. There's an expansion happening here. Six of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Moon. Pages can denote children, but when I'm looking at this and I see this, one of the first things that came out for me was, you know, you've always given with so much of yourself, with the kindness of your heart. And with the King of Cups here, it's like this archetype is very loving, very kind, very compassionate, empathic, all the things. But they also hold it a bit closer to the vest. There's a bit of a, not stoicism, more like they're not going to be like overly expressive, right? It's like they can be there, and it's a beautiful energy, and it's also more of a stable energy, right? Like they can stay calm in a crisis, right? And so with the giving, I feel like you've always shown up as like the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups, right? It's like that energy, stable, available. And then with the Page of Wands, that I feel like that's you, like the part of you that's like, I need to start over. Like there's this starting over energy. And that's the thing. Remember, Ace of Wands, the overarching, like there's a new opportunity here. Page of Wands. That's my coffee maker. I said there's a new opportunity here, and that thing just went off. It's like, burp. Yeah, beginner energy. And with the Moon, how is your giving and receiving going to look like? I get the sense that you have been the giver in this dyad here, or dichotomy, a lot of the time. But things are shifting for you. Let's look at the Five of Swords. And there's mystery around that. It's like we have the Moon here with the Six of Pentacles, and then we have High Priestess and Seven of Cups over here with the Death. It's like, how is this going to go down? Or when it went down, what did it look like? And how is this going to shift? Five of Swords is clarified by the Six of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So creating moving forward, moving on, moving away from conflict and drama, taking your cup and going that way towards a new sense of stability. This could be a situation where you're leaving a particular, because here's the Ten of Pentacles here. Okay? And that's what's protecting you. Your home, your everything, all your tangibles. But something needs to shift within this context. I mean, something has shifted. There's Death and the Ten of Swords, and then the King of Swords in the middle. It's like there's been a decision. A decision has been made around this. So then there's shifting with your work here. Perhaps the workplace where you were, or whatever the structure was, there was too much conflict there, so you needed to move away from it. Bailing on the drama, right? And then taking that Knight of Cups, that love that you have, and putting it back into your family. So this very well could have just been like, and not just, but like an ending of a long time job, something that has, and career, something that had built this, this house and this home and everything in the first place, but it's keeping you away from your family. It's keeping you away from the things that you love and that you want to invest in, like you want to, like, you know, the Knight of Wands, you want to put your libido and your focus there. Like the Knight of Cups, you want to put your love there. That's a very giving energy, right? Like, and it's something that's fresh. It's something that's vital and has a lot of energy behind it. You know, it's there's a youthfulness about it where you have the energy to do that thing, right? Whereas maybe this old thing, you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't have the energy for that. And you know, it's like, I don't want to give to that old thing anymore. Like I want to give to this new thing. Like, or I want to, this job or whatever this thing was keeping me away from, you know, my family and all the things that make me happy. And so I really need to like leave this so I could focus on that and move towards that and build something up and fresh and new with that. Invest in that. This could be somebody who's leaving a profession of like a caretaking profession as well. There could be a lot of feelings about that when that kind of stuff. If you're in a caretaking profession, be it nurse, teacher, therapist, some sort of something, some sort of guide, you know, and you'd been that and done that for so long, and it was so tied to your identity of like giving and giving and giving, you can, you know, when you decide to leave that field, it can feel very, there's a lot of conflict about that. There can be a lot of emotional conflict about that. Because it's like, well, gosh, you know, I'm giving up on those people, or I'm leaving them, or there could be feelings of guilt because then you're abandoning the cause, or you're abandoning the community, or, you know, all the people that are still there that still need help and all of that. Okay, let's look at the Ten of Swords. I mean, ultimately, that's the outcome. It would appear to me that this, to me, is all in alignment here, right? This trajectory completely makes sense. That there is confusion, and then a way in which you balance out these energies. I mean, you have ending energy all over this reading. Ten of Swords twice, Death twice, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, right in a row. That's a succession. That's a progression. You know, there could be you giving things away. Giving things up. And the Six of Pentacles, we see a donation box, right? Donation box. How much do you give? How much do you ask for? Ten of Swords is clarified by the Four of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So this could have been a divorce too. Ending of a stable home. Queen of Cups and then Six of Cups. It's like Six of Cups is, you know, denotes children, nostalgia, long-term relationships with a lot of history, soulmate energy. with the Four of Pentacles next to the Justice, if this is a divorce, you know, because then that's clarifying the work aspect. And I kind of went out with the story, you know, went on with the story about, you know, leaving the work and all the things. But seeing this in another message that's coming through is that if this is a separation or an ending of a partnership, a very long-term committed partnership, that this is, you know, a divvying up of the assets, and how you could be dealing with somebody who's embodying Knight of Pentacles energy, going really slow in this process because they're not wanting to give up what's theirs, or what was both of yours. And, you know, there's that whole piece too, because with the Justice and with the King of Swords here, the King of Swords is the one who made the decision. The King of Swords archetype, the King of Swords energy. I also see that with the Ten of Swords here, what's clarifying that, it's like, yes, something has ended, because ending is written all over this reading, but a way in which that you can build, because the Four of Wands is stability, Queen of Cups is a beautiful energy, as is the Six of Cups. And so with this ending here, you could be really thinking about all that has shifted and changed, and feeling really nostalgic about, you know, your old home and your old role, because, you know, if this is the ending of a long-term committed partnership or a marriage of, you know, some kind, then it's like that there's even loss of status and that kind of stuff, like in our society and a lot of societies. It's like, you know, you lose privileges, right? You could lose a lot of friends too. A lot of people that you had soul connections with for a very long time. Freaking gone. Like that. So that could be a reminiscing of what has been lost. And this can also be what is yet to be built again. Because I do feel that with the Five of Swords leading to the Six of Swords, and then the Knight of Cups to the Ten of Pentacles, it's like you are leaving drama. For sure. You are leaving drama. And you are wanting to build anew. And then with the ending, you could be nostalgic for it, what it was, and you could be like, well, I will be rebuilding. I will be rebuilding my stability with all kinds of love in my heart and with my kids, you know? There you have it. So there's two storylines here with this. This could be a job, or it could be a family, the whole bit. But, you know, that's the tarot piece. Let's see, on the bottom of this, we have the Four of Cups. So with all this ending, with all of these energies, it makes sense that there's Four of Cups here, because it's kind of like, you know, there's harumph energy, absolutely. But you didn't want to accept the cup that fate had handed you. But it looks like fate handed you that cup anyway. I mean, I don't even know if you had a choice. If you were the one to call this, or if somebody else was the one to call this. But that's what's That's what's here. But ultimately there's a rebuilding. That's what's moving you forward and moving you toward, is a rebuilding of your stability. For the Sagittariuses that this reading is resonating with, you know. But like I said earlier, and I'll stick with that for sure, like this doesn't feel like the wrong thing. This doesn't feel like this should not have happened. This feels like it was a long time coming. And it also feels like this is there could be blessings in disguise. This also feels like, like brand new reinvention. Happy days are ahead for sure. You know, there is an ending, but it is also a shifting. And I think that the more we embrace change with that kind of point of view, that instead of being like, oh my God, it's lost, it's gone, and we could all absolutely be in that space for as long as we need to in our healing, right? And we then, instead of like staying in this place of like looking at it through that lens of like, oh my gosh, tragedy, this is over, we could say, okay, well, whatever it was, my relationship to it, whether it was a spouse or a job or whatever, it isn't what it has shifted now. Now it is something new. Now it is something different. It was this, and then and as long if and when it was this, it worked for a time until it didn't. And then it needed to shift, and there was that transition, and now it's something different. Either you don't have a relationship to it at all, because if it's an old job, it's like, okay, bye-bye old job, whatever. But if it's a person, and you have to stay connected with them for some reason, commonly children, then that relationship then is different. It will shift, and then it will become what it's meant to become, and as long as we're able to really release, and release this whole stuckness of like, this shouldn't have happened, blah, 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 then it can become something else, and we can grow through that experience and relate to this person or relate to the situation in a whole new way. It's called, you're adapting, right? Adapting and making it and adapting in a healthy way. There are so many people who go through like really big major life shifts like this, and there's such a struggle against the reality of the way that the river is flowing, right? That then it's like it just continues to be stormy and everything, because there's such a strong refusal to accept that that's where the river took a bend, and that was your reality, but it's not your reality anymore. This is your reality now, and there's something powerful. And it's like, how do you balance radical acceptance with grieving, and that's a full on, that's the high priestess is there to invite you in to grow and plumb the depths of all those feelings and trying to find that balance in yourself, because it's different for everybody. So that's it for the tarot portion. I'm going to pull you some oracle cards, okay? Pronghorn, action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Remember that Ace of Wands? Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Yeah, that really speaks to the whole piece about the job, right? Yes, I like that. You will take your skills with you wherever you go. Your skills do not belong to your other old place of employment or belong to the business that you created. Your skills and everything go with you. Making the right decisions. Today I will search for my own truth. I will allow others to do the same. I will value the worth of my own vision and the vision of others. We are all on our own paths, making the decisions that are right for us today. Yep. It's like completely in alignment with the reading, regardless of what actual content is happening. Actually, I want to pull these ones last because those are real nice, like a little plant medicine. Okay. Surrender to what is. What was I just saying about the river? Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. That's exactly what I was just saying, you guys. Flow, surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Oh, wow. Yeah. And it's not to say that once you do that, everything is like, ta-da! It isn't. But that's the practice, right? It's like once you do that, it's like you're sitting right there in those raw feelings and be with the grief, you know? Be with the grief or, you know, just cry about it. Cry and cry and cry. And then it'll shift and it'll be less crying over time and all the things. Periwinkle, intertwining. All is well. All is as it should be. Periwinkle is here helping you to weave together all the lessons and experiences of the past and all the wisdom gained so that you can move forward with understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. Growth is assured as you find the courage to examine and explore new facets of yourself. I'm going to put this over the Queen of Cups with the Six of Cups. That really speaks to that feeling, you know. Wow. Okay, Sagittarius, that is what I have for you. I really hope that this reading helped you in some way. Remember to do all the YouTube-y things that help this channel grow. And I will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.